You got a new setup on head-to-head.
We're gonna box it out.
Yeah. Hey, we this is our big thing on Tide and Tigers is the head-to-head. Now we are head-to-head here on our pick'em part. This is what I've been dominating. Again, I hope it continues for another week. We'll see.
I'm just building a comeback. That's all.
Just building a comeback. All right, so we're going to start with some basketball. Probably one of the most lackluster weeks of basketball, but it's going to be a big weekend. A lot of people going and traveling. We'll start with the Ohio State-Auburn game. It's the Holiday Hoopsgiving in Atlanta.
It's going to be a good time.
Auburn coming off their loss to Duke. Who you like in the Auburn-Ohio State game?
Oh, Auburn, all day.
Okay.
I mean, we lost to Duke. Now,
in Cameron Indoor.
Yeah, but we also lost to them after a whole long stretch of the Maui Invitational and everything else. I think Auburn's got it just fine. I'm not worried about it. And it's a home game, basically, for Auburn.
So I'm actually going to take Ohio State. This is probably a bad pick and is going to affect my record, but something about me just says Auburn's going to have a little Duke hangover, and I'm going to take the Buckeyes to come in here and shock the world. Okay. So that's my shock the world pick of the year, Ohio State over Auburn. Probably going to bite me in the butt, but we'll see. Next is the big rivalry. You know, and most true Alabama fans know Alabama and Creighton really is a big rivalry, and they've played a lot, especially in the NCAA tournament. But it's Creighton 7-3, coming off their upset win over Kansas, number 1 Kansas.
Yeah.
Bama. This is a big game because again, it's got a little bit of a rivalry. The game, I believe, is in Tuscaloosa. And yes, it's in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, it is.
I'm taking the Crimson Tide to beat Creighton.
That is an advantage being in Tuscaloosa, but I'm taking Creighton. We got to see the upset here.
So you think they're gonna record back-to-back top 10 wins? That's a pretty awesome week for Creighton. My goodness gracious! All right, so we're against those. Last in our head-to-head before we get to our picks, Army Navy. One of my favorite games of the year. I know it doesn't get the lackluster. Sometimes it is. This year, it's a very good game. Army's 11-1, Navy's 8-3. I feel like every time you think the team that's going to win is going to win, they don't.
Especially when it's such a low-scoring game.
Yes, usually there's some snow involved there, but such history, such tradition. Again, it's the game that nobody else plays on that Saturday but them. But as much as tradition, as much as some of these upsets that happen, give me Army at 6.5. I like them to win the game and to cover. That'll be my pick for the weekend.
Oh, you took Army.
So you taking?
No, we had already predetermined. You said
no. I was not taking Navy. The words Navy have not come out of my mouth today. You just was hoping I was going to say. So either way, one of us can still win.
Actually,
no.
So it would be Navy at plus 6.5.
Yes. Chance, you just got stomped by Army with your Tulane pick last week. We could still be. Somebody could still win this with Alabama and Auburn going separate. So
yeah, well, I'm still going with Auburn. I can't even risk.
So if you went.
I mean, there's going to be some weeks where I won't even choose Auburn. Maybe.
If you're looking at Vegas spreads right now, you are heavily favored with the Auburn pick over Ohio State. Creighton's way more likely to happen than Ohio State beating Auburn. So
yeah.
All right, so let's get to the picks. These are our first couple bowl games that'll be up before our next week's episode.
I did throw in one of these, which is a special for you. Mr. Gator fan over here.
What you talking about? Oh, Arizona State at Florida. Okay.
The same hoops Thanksgiving.
That Auburn's in.
Thanksgiving, whatever.
Gators are undefeated. I like the Gators big. Obviously, the lines haven't come out in basketball. They kind of wait till the night or the day of, unlike football. Give me the Gators. Give me the Gators big. Gators are hot. They're a great basketball team.
I agree with you. Gators are hot, but I'm going to have some fun with it on this one. We're going with Arizona State Sun Devils, baby.
You and your Arizona State, it's like your third favorite team now. I don't like that. All right, so next we'll go into the Montgomery, Alabama Veterans Bowl. I mean, this is the salute to the Veterans Bowl in Montgomery. They average about 1,000 fans for this game every year. South Alabama, Western Michigan. Who do you like in this game?
I've got to go with USA, South Alabama. I mean, it's also a home game for them. You got to think about it, Montgomery. So
I'm going to go with Western Michigan at plus 7.5. I think that South Alabama, yes, they're a very good team, but I like Western Michigan at plus 7.5.
Okay.
All right, so next we'll move on to Memphis and West Virginia as Chance types in the picks. Memphis 10-2, West Virginia 6-6. This is I believe it's the Scooters Coffee Frisco Bowl. It's a new one on me. Memphis favored by 3. man, they're 10-2. West Virginia 6-6. Like that's a close spread. That just I don't know. That's a little fishy to me.
What was it again? Memphis.
It's Memphis only by 3. I'm going to take Memphis.
Okay.
At the -3. In the Coffee's Frisco Bowl. They better be getting up. It's 8 p.m. start, so somebody may need some coffee late on Tuesday.
You know, with West Virginia and how they've been playing this year, they kind of started getting better near the end of the season. But Memphis has been on fire with it. How many losses have they had?
Only 2 losses.
Only 2. So, yeah, I'm going to go with Memphis as well.
All right, next one, Western Kentucky versus James Madison. This is the Boca Raton Bowl, probably one of the best destination bowls there are in college football. I don't know much about either team. I'm not going to lie to you. So this is a toss-up for me. James Madison favored by 8. If they're favored by 8, that means they're probably really good. I'm going to go with James Madison in -8.
Okay. I'm going to go with Western Kentucky Hilltoppers at +8.
Wow, okay. All right, next one will probably be the best game of the week. Cal, who did beat Auburn.
Yep. And might have the new head coach as Brian offensive coordinator is Brian Harsin.
Former Auburn guy.
Former Auburn head coach.
They did lose to Florida State, though, which only 2 teams actually did lose to Florida State this year. Them and a team that I don't even think plays Division I football. And then there's UNLV. Coming off their loss to Boise. The spread is Cal -2. Give me the Rebels at +2.
They moved it -1.5.
Give me the Rebels at +1.5. I like
let's
UNLV to bounce back after they're a good team. I just think they ran into a buzzsaw with Genty. So yeah, give me the running Rebels. In the Art of Sport LA Bowl, another good destination bowl. Florida's going to Tampa to play. Like, give me an L.
SoFi Stadium.
Yeah, there's a couple of these early games that crappy teams play, and I wouldn't say crappy teams, but 6-6 teams play. And so I remember one team, like UAB got to go to the Bahamas that one year at 6-6. That needs to be like a major destination bowl.
Right. I agree.
So both taking ULV. All right.
Oh yeah.
So again, not the best lineup for this week, but again, next week we'll have our college playoff preview, and we'll start to really grit our teeth into what's to come.
Western Michigan's up to 8 now.
Again. These lines will move early on. It's like we're the polls for the so-and-so's projected here. Yeah,
looking at the stock market.
Yeah, exactly. So, yes, picks look good this week. We'll get to, like I said, the playoffs next week, and we're very excited about that here on Tide and Tigers.